are taking your call on whether Harry Maguire should move in January. And if he was, where would he go? Would you take him at your club, Arsenal, Tottenham? I'd have him at Spurs. And Manchester United fans, would you want to keep him after his displays in the World Cup? 03717 22 33 44. We are playing party songs tonight because it is the talkSPORT Christmas do happening right now. Brazil's on a karaoke. We will be going live to it very soon, but we didn't get the invite as usual. Don't get invites for nothing. Cundy can't even get on the billboard outside. He's been here 20 years. But let's go to Tim, who's a Man United fan. All right, Tim.
Timmy boy.
Yeah, not bad, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good, Tim. Go on, what's your take on Harry Maguire? He's going to be coming back soon. And, you know, before the World Cup, he wasn't really featuring. I know he had picked up a little injury, but played well in the World Cup.
Which is irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. International football and club football are not the same thing. Fair play to Harry Maguire. Had a good World Cup. Didn't have a great one because he missed Giroud for the header, which, as a United fan, we're used to seeing him sort of switch off. For me, I think he's a good footballer. He suits the system. Spurs, they play five at the back, low, sort of a low line. Conte is very conservative. He'd love a player like that. He'd suit the Italian league as well. At United, with Ten Hag, high press, high line. We don't have the best supporting midfielder alongside Casemiro in McTominay or Fred, so there are holes there. If you can isolate Maguire, he's like an oil tanker. He can't turn. United should sell him for whatever they can get. If you get 20 million, sell him.
Oh, come on, Tim, 20 million.
You shouldn't have bought him for 80 million.
No, I know, but that's your mistake, and you haven't got the best out of him. Southgate has.
Well, it's international football, and Southgate has Bellingham, Rice, Calvin Phillips. We don't have that, Man United. We're not the finished article. You don't build your team around a centre-back who's 29 and cost 80 million and who's got a ricket in him. You build it around better players, and he's not that.
These are harsh truths. Harsh truths that Tim's saying.
And it's not Harry Maguire's fault. It's Richard Arnold, and it's the director of football, John Murtough, and it's the people at the club that make these decisions to buy the Alexis Sanchez, to spend 120 million on Sancho, to buy Harry Maguire for 80 million, to buy Marouane Fellaini for 27 million when 4 months earlier you can get him for 22 million. These are the stupid decisions that are made and put pressure on players that aren't suiting the system. You're better off signing players that suit your system. Harry Maguire will suit Tottenham down to the ground. He'd suit Brighton. He'd suit a lot of teams. He'd probably suit Chelsea under Potter. But at United, with a system where we play a 4-4-2 or a 4-3-3, where we have wingers and we want fast play and we want to attack and we want to leave a few at the back where we're a little bit open because the club wants to be attacking and progress and press. That's not Harry Maguire and that's not Southgate. So I wish him all the luck in the world. I've got no malice towards him. I think he's a fantastic player. We never should have signed him in the first place.
So it's a great call. It's a great call because what Tim's done there is he's widened it to actually the bigger problems at Manchester United. And he mentioned Fellaini there. I remember when they signed Fellaini, and he's absolutely right. Weeks, it might have been days before, they could have signed him for less. They waited. It wasn't Arnold, by the way. It was Woodward. That was doing that at that time. But there's been a number of scattergun signings at Manchester United over the years that haven't thought about the longevity.
Yeah, but Harry Maguire wasn't really a scattergun signing. At that time when Man United signed him, everyone was like, that's a great signing.
Yeah, but what he's saying is that it's one thing signing that type of player, but if you haven't thought about the midfield in front of him or thought about the players around him or thought about how you're going to move forward as a club, then it becomes a scattergun signing because, okay, you're signing Maguire. He mentioned about Declan Rice in front of him. If you've got someone like that in front, you don't expose him, or you're going to play a system. And it's not Maguire's fault that Ten Hag is now the manager. It's not his fault that they brought in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and then decided to sign Ralph Rangnick. There's a number of mistakes that have taken place at Manchester United over the years. That another one, which he hasn't mentioned, Wan-Bissaka, 50 million they paid for him, right? What? So now get this: the boy cannot go forward. He can defend 1v1. There ain't many better. So where's that joined up thinking? This has been a Manchester United problem that has now, slowly but surely... So they've got Harry Maguire for 80, Wan-Bissaka for 50. You've got £130 million of player there that can't get anywhere near the first team. That's the scattergun approach.
All right, let's go to Matt, the Arsenal fan. All right, Matty?
Evening, gentlemen. How are we doing?
I'm good, Matt. How are you? You're phoning us up normally at live trivia, but you want to have your say now.
You're a bit early.
I thought I'd get in on the action now,
Yeah, go on then. Would you have Maguire at Arsenal? Arteta's come out and said that he wants to strengthen at the back line.
Yeah, no, you're all right, mate. We've got Rob Harvey. Yeah, we're all right.
Come on, mate.
Oh, no, he's fitting at Spurs easily. You know what I mean? I'll let you have him. You can have him all day long.
I would take him, Matt. I would take him. He's better than what we got. Apart from Romero, I think he's better than Eric Dyer. He's better than Ben Davies. He's better than Lenglet. I'd have him at Spurs all day.
I think Steve Cook's better than Kevin Dyer.
He's performed well, he has, this season. But for me, I think Harry Maguire would be a good signing.
No, do you know what? That Man United fan that was on a few minutes ago, on the end, he's good at international football, but Premier League, it ain't his cup of tea. He can't handle it.
Well, it's a different style.
Too fast, too strong.
Yeah, it's a different style of football at international level, and maybe he would suit an Italian style, but it's slightly slow. This is another reason why I think Tomori didn't get himself into the squad, because it is, whatever you think of Italian football, you know, we've seen Italian players come over and not hit the ground. It's a different league. Lukaku, a great example, right?
Yeah.
Ripping up trees, scoring goals for fun, coming to England, struggles to set. So it is a different style, and it is a different tempo. And I think the international football, and that's where Maguire, it does suit it. He does. You can't argue with that, because his best performances in the last 2 years have been in a white England shirt.
Matty, Arsenal are in a bit of bother coming back. You've lost Jesus potentially for the season. Are you dipping into the transfer window to get a striker in, or do you think you can get it done with Nketiah?
No, I think he will dip into the transfer market. I get the feeling that Arteta's not 100% with Eddie. He's young. He's hungry. Do you know, I can't take that away from him, and he wants to prove his point. But I can't see him. I can't see Arteta not dipping into the transfer market. Okay. But I tell you what, other than the striker, I would really like to see that Amrabat. I'd like to see Amrabat and that Boufal from Morocco.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them at Arsenal. I really would.
Well, Boufal didn't really do much at Southampton. He done okay, but Tim, it's the Matt, it's the Chelsea. It's the talkSPORT Christmas party tonight. Have you had your Christmas party yet?
No, mate. I'm a recovery driver, mate. I work 365 days a year. So
okay.
We don't get time.
Come on, mate. You must have a Christmas do.
The company doesn't.
Don't the RAC boys have a little get together?
No, they're always 3 hours late, aren't they?
Do you know what?
Very good.
I'd love to hear some Christmas party stories tonight.
Yeah. No, you're right.
There's always a Christmas party story, isn't there? There is.
There is a few. I'm going to think of some. I've got a few. Maybe a lot of them can't be mentioned on radio.
Yes.
But
mine can't either.
So we can't say nothing.
Let me think about whether I might be able to tell this story.
Might be able to get away with one.
I might be able to tell this story.
Go on. Can you tell it? Have you got it for me right now, or do you need a little bit of tea up for it?
Let me edit it.
Edit it out in your head.
It's the Spurs Christmas party, actually.
Is it? Oh, I've had some good Spurs Christmas dues, mate.